Okay, so we're going to continue to practice applying content principle 2, that is eliminating excess verbiage. I encourage you to try it on your own using pencil so that you can erase, so make sure you have a good eraser, and make sure that you're looking at your notes that we just took, okay? If you have notes from the Soft Talk module, what you might want to do is on page 3 of our notes, you could actually write examples of some of these excess verbiage right here. So you could get your notes from the Soft Talk module and write out some examples here. If you do that, if you give me at least 3 examples from each from that Soft Talk module, I will give you 1.5 course bonus points. If you can give me 3 examples for each of these from the Soft Talk lesson that you did for this part of your task for this week's learning. Okay. So let's go ahead and just practice applying content principle 2 so that we can get really good at it. Review your notes, and then pause the video and try argument 2, and then come back and check your answer. All right, so in this argument, I'm gonna get close up now. By the way, guys, let me express some intellectual humility. Sometimes I can lose track of where I'm at, or I can be tired. My brain gets tired too. I teach 6 classes, and I teach basically 3 different courses, and I have tons of students, and as you can see, I'm very interactive, I'm very minds-on. I don't just say, here's a reading, take a test, good luck, right? So I can be tired and make mistakes. If you ever notice that I seem to be contradicting myself, or that I make what seems like a really generic, simple mistake based on the lesson I presented, write that in the comment box of your submission for when you submit notes, and I might give you extra credit, and it's very likely. But you have to be very detailed, give me lots of context about the mistake, what video, what task, what part of the video, like a minute mark or something like that. Okay, so that's me being intellectually humble, being human, saying sometimes I do weird things. Like a student in ethics pointed out to me that I numbered 2 statements 5, and of course one of them should have been 6, and I corrected that. All right. So let's go ahead, assuming that you've decided to practice because, that's how you get good at something. We're going to go ahead and look in here. So look at this sentence right here. I think we have a duty to be helpful. There is a form of excess verbiage that would be classified as hedging or doubt. What would that be? That would be think. So we definitely need to draw a line through think. But of course, we wouldn't want to say, we have a duty. That doesn't make any sense. So when you see it right in front of think, often needs to be crossed out, or you need to draw a line through it as well. When I might just say needs to be eliminated, and by that I mean draw a line from now on. So we have duty to be helpful. Oh, I'm so glad there's another typo in here. Obviously, I meant to have the word a there. Now, I could have corrected this, but I'm glad I didn't, and I might have noticed it before and actually left it in there. Why? Because I want to give you another example when it comes to marking up your own arguments of how you can make little corrections. Okay, so if you do have something like this and I catch it, I want to, and I see it, I'm hoping that you will have it corrected. In fact, I shouldn't see it. If you have like a tiny little mistake, you can fix it like this. Okay. Next, we have, thus do I also think we have a duty to wear a mask. So what hedging word and phrase do you see? Think, I think. So we definitely get rid of I think, right? Because we still have a subject here. Notice that we still have a subject in each statement. Even when we get rid of the word I over here, we still have the we. Here we get rid of I think, but we wouldn't want to say also we have a duty to wear a mask. We don't need that word. So we're not going to need little words like also, okay? So we might add that to our notes, or you can add to your notes, page 3, say, get rid of tiny words like also, okay? Furthermore, moreover, although, all those short little wonderful coherent linguistic devices, we'll get rid of those kinds of things as well. And I might actually write this down in a minute if you want to wait. If I don't write it down, then I think that you should write it down. Okay, but what else do we need to get rid of in here? Look at your notes. Look at all of your notes. What kind of indicators did I say we should get rid of? Premise and conclusion indicators. So remember, we said this was a conclusion, and I put the brackets around the core part of the statement, right? Which now is what? We have a duty to wear a mask. What is this? This is tied to the lesson from earlier. Thus do, we're going to get rid of that because that is a conclusion indicating phrase. Then we have the next line here. What should we get rid of in this part of the argument? It's a premise indicator, and that is marked by what word? Since. Okay? So then I'm going carefully through this. So a mistake that a lot of people make, and this is going to go back to what I said in a previous lecture, is they'll actually do something like they'll look at the sentence and like, I got to make this sentence shorter. I've got to eliminate excess verbiage. No, stick to the kinds of excess verbiage that are on your page 3 notes. The point isn't concision itself to say the same thing with less words. It's to get rid of things that are not part of the argument's core logical features. Sometimes when students go extreme and go beyond the examples given, they actually distort what somebody says, or they ruin a perfectly good sentence. Okay, so we've got to go all the way down. Oh, look, we didn't bracket and number this. Why not? It wasn't a statement. And what does page 3 say about non-statements? It says that we should draw a line through them. We have to eliminate them. So now we're going to eliminate this entire sentence. All right, so let's go ahead and do argument 3 in this video. So argument 3, the first statement is masks do nothing to slow down the spread of COVID-19. What do we want to get rid of? What premise indicator? Because I do not think I have a duty to wear a mask. So what words do we need to get rid of here? Do we need to eliminate as excess verbiage? Definitely think. Oh, this has a really good lesson in it, okay? So you definitely would get rid of I do. So, but notice that it says not. Do not, when you have a hedge like this with think or something like that, do not get rid of the word not. Now you can't just say not I think I have a duty, but what we will eventually do, and you can just do it in handwriting for right now, and I'll show you how to do this online later when you do this online, is they're basically saying, because what some people will do is they'll cross out not, and then they'll tell me that the statement is, I have a duty to wear a mask. But that's not what they're saying. They say, I do not think. So they're distorting and misrepresenting the statement and hence the argument, right? So the not really goes where? You have to actually add a word. You're going to have to say, I do not, right? So sometimes you do have to do a little bit of rewriting, but you do it on top of and in addition to. So you wouldn't change the sentence. So you wouldn't retype the sentence and then say, I do not have a duty. You have to work with the original statement and just show the change that will be made when you have this kind of issue here. Okay, and then notice we didn't bracket and number this non-statement. What kind of a non-statement is this? Is it a sentence fragment, a question, or a command? It's a command. We're going to draw a line through it.